Imagine having to hide in silence for 2 years and knowing your life depended on being discovered. This topic should be important to you all because The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank shows how one teenager's whole experience during a war can teach us about the courage and the importance of human rights. Anne Frank's diary was something impactful that reveals the emotional and historical realities of living and hiding during the Holocaust. To illustrate this, we'll go over the historical context and realities of the Holocaust, as well as Anne's personal experiences and how her diary continues to impact and educate others all around the world today. First, I want to talk about the historical context and the reality of the Holocaust. Starting off with the historical context, the Holocaust had been an unequal event that had a negative effect towards Jewish people, including Anne's family. During World War II, the Nazis had took control of the Netherlands and created laws against Jewish people. According to the Netherlands during the Holocaust by the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in 2019. Anne and her family had went into hiding in a small hidden place known as the Secret Annex, having lived there for over 2 years in constant fear of being discovered. Here I have a print of like where the Secret Annex was. It was just a secret room behind. Can y'all see it clearly? Just a secret room behind, and then it was this shelf and it hid it right there. Okay. Now that we basically understand the historical situation surrounding Anne, we can look more closely at what her personal experiences were like living and hiding. Anne's diary had revealed what daily life had been like in fear of hiding in the secret annex. Anne and 7 other people had hid in the secret annex, which was a place behind her father's office. And during the day, they had stayed quiet so that many workers that were actually working in the building didn't hear them. And it would be some things that they couldn't do were things like use the water, use the bathroom. They couldn't really talk or really even move around, honestly. According to Anne Frank, which had no authors named in 2024, Anne almost often wrote about always being in fear of being discovered, as well as the conflicts with hiding with others and her daily life in confinement. For Anne, writing in her diary had become a safe space in a way for her, and a way for her to express her thoughts and to cope with the isolation that she had felt. After talking about Anne's personal experiences while in hiding, I would like to touch on the historical impact of her diary after the war and why it had become important. According to the publication of the diary by Anne Frank House, which had been last updated in 2026, Anne's father, Otto Frank, who had survived and found her diary and also published her diary in 1947 to honor her dream of becoming a writer. He had published it so that he could honor her dream, of course. And since being published, Anne's diary has been translated into over 70 different languages all over the world, also being read by over millions of people. Because of this, the diary is used in a lot of ways. It's taught in many schools today. It had been taught in school for me when I was in middle school. We read about it. It's being taught in schools today to help students understand human rights and the dangers of discrimination, as it was a lot that they had to experience, especially of the Jews as well. Although Anne Frank did not survive, her diary did, leaving behind a history of lessons to be learned and a story to forever be passed on and remembered. Anne Frank's diary continues to be an impactful historical item, which reveals the impact that her story had after war and the personal experiences that she had faced while living in hiding. First, I had touched bases on the historical reality of the Holocaust and the context of it. Second, I described the personal experiences that she had went through while being in hiding with the seven other people that she had lived with. And then I had finally explained about how her diary being published had an impact on the world and how it is being used in today's world. And I believe that although Anne Frank didn't survive, she had left behind a history of lessons to be learned and a story to be forever remembered, even though she probably didn't think it would happen, it happened. And so little things, well, that I'm not gonna say it's a little thing, but things like that, definitely something important to be talked about very much often than it is now, especially with a lot of things that's going on in the world now, so much discrimination and war going on, one with the US and other places as well. Thank you.